This is Karen with newclevelandradio.net, and it is Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. And today marks the beginning of an exciting new collaboration. We sort of have talked about it, and it's on our backdrop with Cleveland13 News WCTU. WCTU's mission is to empower and unite the community through reliable, unbiased, and engaging news coverage. So when we bring you What in the World, we are bringing you real news, sometimes strange, always funny. This segment podcast is designed purely for your entertainment, smart, quirky, delightfully offbeat. We are sponsored by What Would You Say to a Naked Alien? You can go to Paul Seaburn's website and get more information. We are also now being sponsored by Henrietta Ivanens McIntyre. She has 3 wonderful books out, and I think you all will enjoy them. They're extremely vulnerable, but they tell you a true story. And Yes, I Can Coaching with Karen. That's me, life coaching for real people, navigating real transitions. Please follow us on YouTube and also on Cleveland13 News, because as this podcast grows, we hope to be live on WCTU. And with that, would you tell us, Paul, what the heck are we going to hear today?
What in the world are we going to talk about today, Karen? Wow, what a great introduction. Thank you so much for that. And thank you especially to Channel 13. Channel 13, 13, the lucky number for us. I think this is going to be a very fruitful and whatever you call it, relationship between our show and the station. And for all of you who will be watching it on whatever platform they put us on, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And for the first couple of shows, we'll explain how we do things here. We've been on the air for how many years, Karen? 9 years?
We're in our 9th year.
Our 9th year, so we're finally figuring it out. And so we have a lot, believe it or not, we have a lot of people who have been with us almost from day one. In fact, I heard from one this week, our buddy Dan down in South Carolina. He said to say hello to everybody up there, and he wanted some sympathy because it was 28 degrees. Well, it was 13 here, so no sympathy for you people.
Sympathy.
But thanks for tuning in anyways. Okay, so let's introduce everybody first. So as you know, the first voice you heard was Karen Hale, the media mogul at newclevelandradio.net, our producer and co-host. And please go to newclevelandradio.net. You'll find out about all the other great podcasts that Karen produces or hosts herself. And just great stuff, very helpful, very useful. I wouldn't say that What in the World is helpful. It's useful because it takes you away, as we said, from the normal. Well, I don't even want to call it normal anymore, but the mass media news, the politics, the business, the religion, even we don't go anywhere near there unless it's really, really, really funny. We stick with weird, unusual stuff from around the world, sometimes around the universe, and we have a blast with it. So that's what we're hoping you do with us as well. I didn't hear his voice in our other ear. He's been missing for the past couple of weeks, but our other co-host is my old buddy, John Dinalo, co-host of What in the World of Sports, and also our color commentator. Hello, John. How are you today?
Hi, Paul. I am great, and thanks for the introduction. And in recognition of the Browns hiring a new head coach, I have my Browns gear on today. If you're having a chance to watch on YouTube, and his name is Todd Monken. He's going to turn 60 on Thursday, but let's wish him the best and hope that he can start to get this franchise going in the right direction.
No kidding. That's right. I thought it was interesting, since you did mention football, the Pro Bowl or whatever the Pro Bowl is nowadays I think it was played yesterday, And
Pro Bowl games, Paul, is what they are. It's a
yeah,
variety
the
of activities
flag
and
football and all that
flag
nonsense.
football and so forth. Yes, exactly.
So two of the starting quarterbacks of the Browns played are on the Pro Bowl. Shedeur Sanders, who just was named as an alternate, and Joe Flacco, who started the season with the Browns and was also named as an alternate. What a
Well,
bizarro sports world we live in.
it is interesting, and here's a chance for you to continue to watch them if you choose to watch the game. So
If you choose to watch the game, that's right. If you lose a bet.
yeah, right, exactly.
Okay, all right. Well, let's
Very
talk
good.
about what's going on in the world in the world of weird and what we're going to talk about today. Let's see. We've got you know how much we love to talk about food. So we've got a sweet but strange pizza from Japan, where a lot of weird food comes from. In England, the chips are swimming with the fish. We'll find out about that. It's a very interesting story. The world's most painful shoes. It's a combination between a American shoe company and I think one from Scandinavia, and the people who love them. People actually love these really painful shoes. We'll talk about that. A smart roadrunner. Oh, this was a very popular story this week, and it's coming up next week, I believe. Some Valentine's Day gift ideas. So get your notepad out. You know, if you're tired of giving the same old uh, big giant box of heart-shaped box of candy from Walgreens that you bought at the last minute, we'll help you out. We've got some more weird some more odd news. We've got world records. We love world records. We've got some good world records this week. Trivia, of course. Strange. John's got a strange sport for us this week. And then before we go, we play everybody's favorite weird news game, Bluff the Co-Host. Oh, the world loves Bluff the Co-Host. So you need to stick around for that. But let's start off with welcoming John back. As I mentioned, he's on assignment in a in a place he thought would be warm, but it turns out that it's also 28 where he's in.
That is true. We were definitely fooled by this. Yes, we're in a cold zone right now. We'll leave it at
There you
that.
go. Yeah, I hope watch out for the frozen iguanas. Have you seen any frozen iguanas? That's the
I
coolest.
have not though, but where we're at, the little geckos have kind of gone away because it's too cold, so they're
Yeah,
underground
yeah.
right now. We haven't seen them for the last several days.
Well, if you see a frozen iguana, you have to get it and put it in your freezer and bring it back to us. You know, wrap it.
Okay, all right. We'll try to do that.
Right. So we said we mentioned when John was leaving that John's going to be he is on assignment. He's working hard down there. People say, well, what is he doing? And well, let's take a look at some photos of what he's doing. Let's see. There we go. We've got so I mentioned photos. The we have photos that go along with our many of our stories, and you can see all of those on YouTube and on the Channel 13 platform as well. There's our one of our sponsors. What would you say to a naked space alien? My book, available on Amazon and also on my website, paulseaburn.net. So check that out. So John is in Florida looking for Bigfoot. Now you may ask, why is John looking for Bigfoot? The answer is in a T-shirt that we think John should be wearing right now. And here's the T-shirt. This T-shirt says, yes, I have a retirement plan. I plan to find Bigfoot. Perfect shirt for you, John, isn't it?
Well, yes, it is, and I think that's really a noble goal to try to find Bigfoot.
Yes,
And-
absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
sure, and I'll tell you what, Paul and Karen, audience, and try to be able to get a decent photograph of Bigfoot or a decent video of Bigfoot, so people can at least see him. That's
Yeah.
kind of that's really the goal there. Exactly.
Absolutely.
John is a shining example of what we tell everyone. If you're going to look for Bigfoot, keep your phone charged and ready. You know, have it in your hand. Find a tree or something that you can lean against so you don't shake, and get that picture of Bigfoot. Now, of course, we want more than a picture from John. We want him to capture Bigfoot. And I understand that if John does capture Bigfoot, he will be bringing Bigfoot back from Florida on the top of his car because he bought a new carrier specifically designed for Bigfoot. Here's a picture of John's car. Um,
Oh my goodness, John.
Now, I believe that's an artificially intelligent depiction of Bigfoot on his car, but that's what it'll look like when he's driving back with Bigfoot from Florida. How about that?
Well, that's a great goal, like I said before, folks. So we'll try our best.
Well, we don't want you to waste that cage on frozen iguanas. We want you bringing back Bigfoot. So
Okay, sure.
that's a scary Bigfoot. He looks like he has one of those bandoleros on, like he's got a
Yeah, he
weapon.
does really. Yes.
Yeah. Or maybe he's cosplaying. He's trying to be Chewbacca. People get those two confused all the time, Bigfoot and Chewbacca.
He kind of resembles Chewbacca for sure from Star
Well,
Wars.
John, you know as well as all the rest of us everybody out there, that Chewbacca is fictional. Bigfoot is real. So
Of course he is.
I'm not going to touch that at all. I'm just going to I'll just let the audience be able to kind of just mellow on that one.
There you go. Okay, that sounds like a good plan. All right. So let's start off with food. We love talking about food on What in the World. We love talking about strange, weird, exotic food. That you think, who eats this kind of stuff? That's the question we ask when we put these stories up. So here's the first one. This one's from the home of strange food, Japan. Now, I'm a fan of Kit Kat bars. John, do you like Kit Kat bars?
Love Kit Kat bars. One of my favorite, Paul. Almost as good as the Reese's peanut butter cup. But
Yeah.
big fan of
How
Kit
How about
Kat.
you, Karen? You like Kit Kats?
Well, to some degree. I like the original. I don't like all the new flavors.
You're right
Okay,
on
sure.
track there, Karen. You're right on track with this story here. I like Kit Kat bars. Again, I agree with John. They're not as good as Reese's peanut butter cup. But the thing that I like about them is that you can break them into 4 equal pieces. There's no other candy bar that you can do that I can think of, and not get chocolate all over your shirt. And I don't want chocolate all over my shirt because then I'll look like John. And I don't want.
Oh, wait a minute now. Hey, what do you mean look like me? I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I'm not clear on
why
that, Paul.
you wear those brown shirts, John. So, yeah. So, anyways, Kit Kat was originated in England. I didn't know this. I just mentioned it because it's so popular in Japan, but it was originated in England. But what happens in Japan, we've talked about this before, they take a successful product and then they mess with it. And that's what they did with the Kit Kat. And wait till you hear this. So this comes from Pizza Hut in Japan, their own version of Pizza Hut. Last year, they unveiled something called the Handy Melt. Now, a Handy Melt is a one-handed pizza. It's basically, maybe a stromboli or a slice, a giant slice like you get it on the street, fold it up. Okay, that's the best way to describe it. I'll show you a picture in a second. The one that they came out with, though, was filled with cheese and a Kit Kat bar.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's a horrible combination. I'm sorry. Wow.
It gets worse, John. So it's a giant slice with a Kit Kat topping. You walk down the street with something like that in New York City, they'll run you out of town. That is just, that's sacrilegious to the people who love pizza. Well, as I said, it gets worse. This year, because it sold so well last year, they came out with this. They did the same thing, this handheld pizza with strawberry Kit Kats, the kind Karen hates. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
As I said, you don't mess with success. So
Wow.
there's a picture of it. You can see the broken Kit Kat floating in the gooey, what would have been tasty cheese, but now it's got strawberries and crumbs and all that other stuff in it. Not the greatest thing in the world. People in Italy see this, they'll they'll never be allies of Japan again when
No.
they see this.
Oh, I can imagine that. That's for sure.
I always
No,
thought the Japanese ate very healthy. And look at this junk that they're putting
Oh,
together.
excellent point, Karen. You're right. They do eat healthy. The it could I'm gonna say it could be worse. It could be raw fish, but then again, that would probably be healthier than a Kit Kat bar
Right, exactly.
in your pizza. If this was a good idea, Reese's peanut butter cups, our favorite, would come between two slices of bread, and which I wouldn't eat. I don't think you would eat that, John. I don't think any of our listeners would.
No, that would be I would not be interested in that at all.
Sacrilegious. It would be sacrilegious, and that's
Yes,
what I think
yes.
this is here. So it's even worse. It's even worse. If you look closely at the photo, there's these red splotches on the pizza crust. Those red splotches are pieces of real strawberry. When they,
Oh,
Oh,
no.
wow. Oh my gosh. Wow.
when they mix the dough, they mix in pieces of strawberry. If the Domino's drivers would refuse to deliver this in the United States. We can't do that. This is against the code of pizza drivers. Strawberries in your pizza.
Ugh.
So
What a strange combination, to say the least.
yeah. Well, they say, that's what it is. It's a combination of sweet and salty and cheesy and crunchy and I don't know. It sounds like they're selling it, but they did. The company did get a thank you note from a company that makes pineapple pizzas for knocking them off the worst topping list. Because I think this,
Hey, Paul, just out of curiosity, Paul and Karen and audience, on the cardboard container here for the pizza, for the slice of pizza, it says Handy Melts Meat Sweet Ichigo, Ichigo. Do you know what that is?
I think that's their word for Kit Kat.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay. All right. Wow.
I don't know. I can't read
Yeah.
all the characters up there, but it'd be a cool tattoo.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
made with Kit Kat. What does your tattoo say? Made with Kit Kat. I don't know.
Oh.
All right, let's move on from this disgusting food to some more disgusting food. It's not just Pizza Hut in Japan that is making disgusting food. McDonald's in Japan. Wait till you hear this. McDonald's is offering what they call a limited edition Mushroom Mountain and Bamboo Shoot Village McFlurry. Mushroom Mountain and Bamboo Shoot Village McFlurry, which sounds disgusting until you find out that those are actually candies and not real mushrooms and bamboo shoots. So there's a sigh of relief about that. Here's a picture of the McFlurry with the mushrooms and the mountain mixed in, and also pictures of them on the box.
Wow.
They're cookies. They're cookies that are chocolate covered, and the one looks like a mushroom, and the one kind of looks like a cone.
It looks like a toadstool, really.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Toadstool. Yeah, there you go. That's it. So, I mean, thank God it's not bamboo. Who wants chocolate on the same kind of stuff that pandas eat? I don't think pandas would want that. I kind of like the idea of putting things that sound strange but aren't in your ice cream. And I used to do this to my two younger sisters when we were kids. And I was holding one of my favorite cookies, and they wanted one. And I said, "Oh no, these are not the regular chocolate chips. These are rat turds."
Oh.
And they'd go running away, and then I just poured them off on myself. So I was one of those kind of kids,
Excuse me for a second.
You were a cruel boy at that time, Paul.
Cruel, yes.
John, I got an answer for you. You asked what ICHIGO was, right?
Yeah, Karen, what is that?
Okay. He is a fictional Japanese character from a cartoon.
Oh,
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't see any Japanese. I don't see any characters up there, but
neither do I.
no.
But when you Google it, that's what it comes up as.
Well, yeah, and you got to trust Google.
Of course.
No, thanks for doing the research in it, Karen. Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This McFlurry's been out for a few weeks, but there's no reviews on how it tastes because all the McFlurry machines are down in Japan, just like they are every place else.
Oh, that's a good point, Paul.
Oh, but the idea is spreading. There's a head shop in Colorado who stole the idea, and they're selling ice cream mixed with magic mushrooms.
Oh,
Cream
God.
mixed with magic mushrooms for a real Rocky Mountain high.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Mixing things in ice cream. We didn't do this when we were kids. This is a recent thing, mixing things in ice cream. It's been, I can remember when we lived in Houston, there was a place called the Marble Slab, and they would take ice cream and bust up cookies or candy bars and kind of smush them together and put them in a bowl. I think that's where this McFlurry originated. But when we were kids, what'd you get? Chocolate and vanilla.
Or strawberry.
Right? Well, if you wanted variety, yeah. You got Neapolitan, which was
well, yeah, sure.
vanilla and so, but they weren't mixed together. That would be sacrilegious. My favorite word of the day. You kept them separate, and that way, the people who like strawberry, like Karen, would pretty much get the whole thing because there weren't too many people who liked the strawberry. At the birthday party, you wanted chocolate or you wanted vanilla. Neapolitan, you would think, John, that came from where?
France. If it's named for Napoleon, right? That's kind of what I thought.
Okay, we'll erase this section and then we'll do it over again here. You, as an Italian, would think that Neapolitan comes from
Naples.
Naples. There we go. It turns out, though, that it comes from Prussia. Not even a long time ago, some Prussian czar decided he wanted to take a spoon of ice cream and get like many different flavors at the same time. So they made him 12-layer ice cream. That's where the Neapolitan came from. But he had all kind of stuff in there. He had nuts, he had fruit, he had nuts and bolts and screws, he had grass, I don't know, he had all kinds of stuff in there.
Wow.
So we don't do this in Cleveland. I don't think I have a picture of it. I had a picture. The only thing we mix in Cleveland into our ice cream is pierogies, and I don't think I had a picture of no, I don't have it anymore. We used it last week, Karen. That's why I had a picture of that. There's a company in Cleveland that made pierogi ice cream, and they mixed the pierogies in. You missed it, John.
Okay, yeah, I did miss it.
If I can find some when you come back to town, we'll have some.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, he says as he rolls his eyes. Okay, one more food story. So hundreds of thousands of French fries, or as they call them in England, chips, washed up on a beach in Sussex, England. That's what this picture was. So these are hundreds of thousands of chips or French fries that fell off of a boat in many shipping containers that broke open, and they covered multiple beaches in Sussex, England. The cleanup crews, you can't see the cleanup crews here because they're busy breaking up fights between the British sanitation workers and American tourists who were standing there with ketchup trying to eat it. You don't put ketchup on chips in England. That's a sacrilege. My favorite word of the day. So these French fries, these chips, were 3 feet deep on this beach. 3 feet deep. That's a lot of chips. That's a lot of French fries, whatever it is. 3 feet in England, when it's 3 feet of French fries, there's a special term for that. It's called a chipometer.
Do you have your horn?
Yeah. There we go. That's the first horn of the day there.
Good. Well deserved.
Yeah, the ship's captain blamed it on an accident. He said his boat was rammed by hundreds of thousands of angry fish trying to save the chips, um, so that the fish wouldn't get caught and end up being fish and chips. I posted this on Facebook, and a lot of people asked me, where are all the seagulls? Because in the United States, if you see French fries, if you see a McDonald's, I guarantee, even if you're hundreds and hundreds of miles inland, there will be seagulls on the garbage can eating French fries.
Wow.
Yeah, but no matter what, I don't understand it. I thought that first three letters C means that, and gulls, which are webbed-footed birds, meant that they hung out by large bodies of water. But turns out they
It's just
don't.
it's just a phenomenon that can't be explained, Paul.
Well,
That's the
John,
way.
they should change their name to fry gulls. That's what I think.
Oh,
So don't believe the sign on your favorite chip shop in you people in England. If it says that they're serving homemade fish and chips, I guarantee the chips aren't homemade. They're from this beach over here after they cleaned it all up. So, um, and they're not growing the fish. Yeah, I was thinking about this. There was a trend a while ago. It didn't last very long. And maybe you remember this. There were restaurants where you prepared your own food. Do you remember
oh,
that?
sure. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
It, I, for some strange reason, it didn't catch on. I can't, I can't
Well, you think
understand
people go
why.
to restaurants to have people prepare food for them as
Well,
diners, right? So yeah.
that's right. And now they don't even go to restaurants. So they even have services that bring the raw food or the uncooked food to you, and then you cook it at home. Those aren't doing that well either. These people should figure this out. It's we don't want to cook food. That's why we're calling you.
That's
The
right.
Right? Okay. Here's a history story for you, John. This comes from Estonia. Estonia. Well, we don't have our globe. We can see where Estonia is. Um,
Yeah,
up,
it's one
up
of the Baltic nations up in
in the
northern
Baltics, around the Baltic Sea. Thank you.
in Northern Europe. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So researchers in Estonia have identified what they believe is one of the oldest wooden doors in the world. Certainly the oldest wooden door in Estonia, and quite possibly one of the oldest wooden doors in the world at the in Northern Europe. That's where Estonia is, at St. Mary's Cathedral in Old Town, Estonia. This medieval door, this wooden door, dates back 650 years, and it's managed to survive all those years in this church. Um, what's even more impressive, when they were looking for it, they found it, and nailed to the door was the world's oldest list of knock knock jokes. Uh,
Now that is strange.
it's so old, John. This is a Catholic church, medieval times. This led to a confessional, and there was a little room in the back where, for penance, you got a whip and you whipped yourself.
Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
None of those
Wow.
Our Fathers and Hail Marys like we get today.
Hmm.
It's
Wow.
so old. Instead of a doorbell, what you gave a coin to the hunchback that was standing by the door, and then he ran to the bell tower and rang the bells over there. Uh, so believe it or not, I thought, I like knock knock jokes. I wondered how old they are. They're not 650 years old. I hope they were. Instead, the first recognized knock knock joke was released in 1934. 1934. You want to hear it?
sure.
Okay. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Rufus.
Rufus? Rufus who?
Rufus who? There we go. Like we rehearsed. Rufus who? Rufus, the most important part of your house. First joke.
No.
Yeah. Appeared in a
Oh,
19. Isn't that bad? 1934 newspaper column. With the anonymous, and rightly so. I would not tie my name to that joke either. Um, However, John, and all you history and English buffs out there, the first appearance of the phrase knock knock, who's there, comes from William Shakespeare in
Wow.
Macbeth, of all things. In Macbeth, Act 2, Scene 3, there's a scene. Now, they don't tell a joke, but the first time anyone says knock, knock, and here's a reply of who's there. William Shakespeare. So we can blame him. I mean, if I had known that, I would have paid better attention in English class. I could have got some joke writing tips. Knock knock jokes after that article started to catch on really big in the United States after 1934, in the mid to late 1930s. How big, you may ask? There's records of cities across the country forming knock knock clubs where people would get together and they would bring new knock knock jokes and they'd tell them to each other. And they'd laugh and laugh and laugh. What else were they going to do? There was no alcohol because it was prohibition.
No, true, yeah.
And the depression, yeah. Talk about depressing. All you have to do is tell each other knock knock jokes. That's depressing. Then they fell by the wayside, and kids liked them. I have a ton of knock knock joke books that I used to use when I taught classes. They made a comeback in the 1960s on the Rowan and Martin Laugh-In show, which the three of us remember fondly. One of the funniest shows on TV ever. They used to do knock knock jokes. I myself worked on a children's television show in the early 2000s called Taylor's Attic, and I am really proud of this. One of the things. Before I say this, also the 1930s and 40s were the era of big bands, and there was a big band. The guy's name was Vincent Lopez. He had a big band, and he used to sing a song that he wrote called the Knock Knock Song, and that's what it was. There were knock knock jokes in the song. Now, when I worked on Taylor's Attic, I wrote the lyrics to all of the music that we had, and one of the songs I did was a knock knock song, and that's what the characters, the puppets, would sing knock knock jokes back and forth. Just a little tip there. You can't get Taylor's Attic anymore, but that's the way it goes. I'll put a plug in for it anyways. Okay. All right, John, we got a world record for you here. Oh, you're going to recognize part of this story here. So, world record. Remember when our sport, or your sport, was finger wrestling?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. It was two guys, of course, two guys. Yeah, women wouldn't do, or most women wouldn't do this, as Karen will attest to. And they hooked their middle fingers together and they faced each other on the floor. I think they sat on the floor and they put their feet against each other. Looked like something out of the Joy of Sex weird section. So there was a huge competition for it, a worldwide competition. So this guy who set this world record is a finger wrestler. He's from Finland, a finger wrestler and weightlifter, Juha Andersson. Of course, Andersson, that's his name. He set a Guinness World Record for the heaviest deadlift using only one middle finger. There's a picture of him. Yes.
Oh, no, wow.
I don't go to the gym too often, so I don't know how heavy those plates are. But if you add them up, 336 pounds.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
his middle finger. I think he had to hold it up for like 8 or 9 seconds in order to get the record. He, afterward they interviewed him, and he said he hasn't washed his. It looks like his right hand. He says he hasn't washed his face for years with his right hand, because he showed his finger to his doctor, and the doctor said, "Be careful, you could put your eye out with that thing."
Look how red his face and his head is, right?
No kidding. Yeah, the veins are popping out. He could have an aneurysm there.
Wow.
But get the world record, so who cares? So he's a world champion finger wrestler as well as finger lifter, but he makes his living. To get this, he goes to political rallies where he's a professional finger giver. So keeps him in shape.
He has fertile ground to work with there. Yeah.
Even in Finland, John. Even in Finland, I guess.
Sure.
So he trains. How does he train for this? He does one finger pull-ups. He's got pull-up bars over there. He wraps one finger around the bar and pulls himself up and he's a
Oh,
big guy. He looks like he's well over 200 pounds.
Oh
Pulls
yeah.
himself up. This
Wow.
guy's the patron saint of gym teachers around the world. You know, he's their idol. He's their idol. Um, he set another record, by the way. He tried to get some kids to pull his finger. Took 12 kids to pull his finger before the inevitable finally happened. And two guys standing behind him got knocked over by the outburst. So, you know, you got to be careful when you got a finger like that. 300 pounds. He probably has trouble getting dates. I was thinking about this because he goes on a date. He goes with a nice lady that he just met, and he goes to open the door, and he opens the door with his middle finger because that's his most powerful finger, maybe to impress her with his strength. And she looks at that and she says, "I'm not that kind of girl."
uh-huh.
Oh
or
boy.
or like the women who I used to date. Oh, not on the first date, anyways. Not the lovely Donna, by the way. She would never say something like that. She wouldn't have married me if I was a finger wrestler. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I mentioned that I both Karen and I are on Facebook, and if you want to get an advanced taste of what we might be talking about on What in the World in the upcoming week, I like to post stories on there that I'm working on for it, and this one was the most popular story on my Facebook page this week. Comes from Arizona, from Oracle State Park in Pinal County, Arizona. Life imitates cartoon. Why do I say that? Because a roadrunner was being chased by a coyote, and a park ranger happened to be driving alongside watching it. The roadrunner jumped into the back of the ranger's pickup truck.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, here's a picture of it in the back of the pickup truck. The ranger proceeded to outrun the coyote until the coyote gave up, and the the roadrunner gave him a beep beep and hopped out and went on his way. But actually, the park ranger fessed up. He said he was watching the roadrunner in the back, and the roadrunner jumped out when he saw that he was pulling into an Acme grocery store parking lot.
Oh yes,
Hey,
of course.
good
Yeah,
one.
All the fans of that
don't go to
cartoon will
Acme.
remember that.
No,
Sure. Yeah.
not if you're a roadrunner. Ironically, the ranger was watching the roadrunner in his rearview mirror and almost hit a truck loaded with dynamite that was coming in the other direction. And boy, the coyote was waiting for that to happen, like he actually arranged it. So, but after this, the park ranger thought it was cool, but then he drives over a little further and he sees a bald hunter chasing a talking rabbit, and he decided he better pull over and rest because now he wasn't sure if that was real or not. This story, by the way, and I'll put a plug in for sending us stories. This story came from Marion G. Marion's a longtime listener and a longtime contributor to the show. She likes to send me weird stories on Facebook, and we try to use them as much as we can. She's pretty good. She's got a good eye. So thank you, Marion, for that as well. And everybody else, if you want, send them to me on Facebook, send them to Karen on newclevelandradio.net, and we'll be happy to see if we can get them. We'll mention your name. First names only. We don't want you to get in trouble. So next week is Valentine's Day. So time to get if you haven't bought your gift yet, or your candy, or your lingerie, or whatever it is you buy for your sweetie, we've got some tips for you. Or if you want to try something different this year, this is for you, John.
Okay.
First, put a little more spice into your gift. I just ruined it there. Costco, that's where you get this. Costco is selling a spam variety gift set. Spam variety gift set.
Oh,
9 containers of Spam, and sauce, different kinds of sauce. And although this picture doesn't have it, it might be on the back, a slicer so you don't cut your finger while you're slicing. A slicer specifically designed to slice Spam. I didn't know there was such a thing. This is the perfect
Neither
gift.
did I. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. With the slicer, it's the perfect gift for the guy who has everything, but he's willing to risk a fingertip for his Spam addiction. Although they look pretty safe, the slicers look pretty safe. You can find a Spam variety gift set at your local Costco store by following the long line, waiting for free samples of Spam, because that you know if they ever gave Spam, I have never seen Spam free samples. That would shut the entire store down.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen it either, Paul.
Oh yeah. So the Spam variety pack was designed really for Korea, South Korea in particular. The Spam is a popular food dish for the Korean Lunar New Year, which is coming up, or maybe we may have just missed it. I'm not sure. So they eat Spam, and obviously they eat a lot of Spam. You know, look at Kim Jong-un. He probably eats Spam. He could eat one himself. Yeah. So they're really selling it. The Spam people. Hormel is who makes it. This is in on the back of it. It says, treat someone special to a delicious trio of Spam brand variety, perfectly packed in fun and flavorful gift set. Each set includes a Spam brand slicer. And again, I didn't know you needed a special slicer for Spam. I thought everybody just opened the can, put it to your mouth, and took a big bite out of it.
Oh,
Oh, you mean I'm the only one who does that?
it's
Maybe.
I can say I've never done it, Paul.
Never done that? No. Even you get a
No.
little piece of that jelly in there. I mean,
oh God.
so they said the slicer makes it easier than ever to slice, serve, and savor every bite. Whether it's paired with breakfast or added to a favorite menu recipe, the Spam product offers endless taste possibilities. This gift is sure to be a hit no matter how you slice it.
Oh boy.
Oh,
You know, I remember the comedian Gallagher. I think Gallagher used to use
Sure.
a sledgehammer to smash Spam, which I thought was the proper way to serve Spam is with a sledgehammer.
You know, I have to say, Paul and Karen and audience, if you're watching on YouTube, it says Spam, and I see underneath the word Spam is classic.
Classic,
Is there
yeah.
such a thing as a classic Spam?
Yeah, the original Spam.
Or can
Good,
Spam be
very good
classic?
lead in, John, to what I was about to talk about. Take a guess. How many different flavors of Spam do you think there are?
Oh, I'm going to take a guess, and I'm going to say 30.
So, oh wow, well you're very that's an aggressive guess. The Hormel people would like you. They'll probably send you one of these now. So I was thinking the only thing better than this would be a Spam of the Month club. If
Oh boy.
they had 12 different kinds of Spam. Turns out they have 15 different kinds of Spam besides classic.
Wow. Okay.
Get ready. Teriyaki with real Hormel bacon, chorizo, spicy, hickory smoke, oven roasted turkey, which is 100% turkey. There's no pork shoulder and ham in there at all. It's turkey, garlic, maple Spam, Korean barbecue, Spam light, jalapeno, 25% less sodium, and I give up. I'm full. I don't
oh,
talk about Spam anymore.
sorry, none of it sounds good.
No. So, but at a Costco near you, you probably have to order it online. I doubt that they're stocking those in the Costco stores, but who knows? Final story: the most painful shoes in the world. Where do you see these things? Crocs, which are already painful to begin with, and Lego, who are not good for feet, have teamed up to create a new line of Lego brick-shaped Crocs. Yes, here you go. A Lego Croc you wear on your feet, and it looks like you walk around in them. You may even go to the grocery store or Walmart. That's the
Oh, I
perfect
hope not.
Walmart, I think. Yeah,
Wow. How
yeah.
do you thrive in those?
Good question, Karen. Well, what they said is this is perfect for women who like to dance, but they're tired of their dates stepping on their toes.
Oh,
They'll only do
It
it
gives some
once.
protection there, right? Sure.
Sure, yeah, and then you step on
Wow.
step on a Lego, you're done. They call it the Lego croc. And I don't know if you remember this, but Lego croc was the last words of Crocodile Dundee.
oh,
Lego
oh.
croc, oh, poor croc. The only thing that looks worse on your feet, I think, is toe fungus. This is our friend Bill Z, the podiatrist. He loved these things. He would get, he'd give them to all of his customers, and because he knew they'd be back in a week or so with foot problems. Only comes in bright red. And I'm trying to figure out why bright red. Probably to hide the blood from
Probably. Yep.
the. So guess how much they cost, John and Karen and everybody out there. I'm not going to ask how much you would pay because I know the answer. How much would they cost?
Oh, I don't know. Let's say $60.
$60, Karen. Higher or lower?
I'm gonna go higher, but I wouldn't buy them.
It's like this is like the Price is Right. The actual retail price of the Lego Crocs is $150.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I
Wow.
can just hear my father. I come home. He says, "You paid $150 for shoes that look like bricks."
That's really what it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
You get the duct tape. We're going down to the construction site. I'll give you shoes that look like bricks for nothing.
There
And
you
on
go.
that note, with all due respect to my father, but he would have said that. That's the end of the regular stories for What in the World, which means it's time for What in the World of Sports with John Denalo. So the regular listeners know that John and I go back to our college days. We went to John Carroll University right here in Cleveland, Ohio. We're fraternity brothers. Been friends ever since. John knows more about sports and trivia than just about anybody I know. So he's perfect for this. I challenge him every week. John, find us a sport that is a real sport, but sometimes weird and always funny. And regular listeners will tell you, John always manages to find one. He's got another one this week, and I think that you'll enjoy it. So take it away, John.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction, Paul. Appreciate it. So, our sport this week is unique and fun and actually perfect for this time of year. The sport is snowball fighting. Let me explain. Snowball
Please.
throwing has been around ever since there was snow and people who turned their backs long enough for you to make a snowball and throw it at them. It's a tradition that transcends cultural and geographical boundaries, weather permitting. But one place in the world has turned it into an actual sport. That place is the town of Yonoma in Japan, which recently hosted the 36th Super Bowl of Snowballs, the Yonoma International Snowball Fight Competition. Believe it or not, teams and fans from around the world travel to Yonoma to compete and see the halftime show there featuring Snow Bunny.
Oh,
Just kidding, just kidding. But in Japan, snowball fighting is called Yugagassen, which means snow battle, and dates back to 1989 when, again, a town on the island of Hokkaido held a tournament to boost tourism. The game caught on, and the Japanese Yugoslavian Federation was formed in 1993. And there are now over 20,000 teams in Japan and 10 separate countries, including the U.S., in the Yugoslav International Association, which is lobbying for the sport to be included in the Winter Olympics,
oh,
which you think
please.
would make sense in that in one regard, it makes sense. Now, as to the game, it's fairly simple. The field is 72 by 33 feet and divided into halves, which contain 3 defensive shelters and the team flag. The goal of the game is to either capture the other team's flags or to eliminate all of the other team's players by hitting them with snowballs from a pile of 90, which are made prior to the start of gameplay. Teams are made up of 5 people, and you can have up to 3 substitutes if you choose. Each team starts with a certain number of points, and then when a member of the team is hit with a snowball, points are deducted. If a team hits 0 points, the opposing team wins. Otherwise, after 2 minutes of play, the team with the most points remaining is the winner. Penalty or point deductions and ejections are given for deliberately hitting in the face or head if there's verbal abuse, bad sportsmanship, or just being boring to the spectators.
Oh, I like that one.
Right. These are given out by a team of umpires, and believe it or not, bribing them is advised in the official rules.
Oh,
And
I
that's
like
a true
that too.
stat.
Yeah.
That's a true stat.
Here's a
Okay.
picture. Look at how nicely dressed they are. They're in black suits and black ties
Ah,
and white shirts.
Yeah, sure. Looking
thought-
formal there. Sure.
Yeah, no
So,
kidding.
so the winning team gets the title of the world's best snowball fighters, plus some local koshikari rice, considered among the best in Japan, and locally brewed sake, which is also considered among the nation's finest wines. In closing, snowball throwing sounds like the perfect sport for Cleveland. We have plenty of free equipment. There's nothing else to do in the winter, and we have plenty of locally made pierogies and beer for prizes.
ooh.
Oh man, that would make it the American Super Bowl of snowball throwing
Yes.
easily. Wow. Who knew? You're right, John. Everyone has thrown everyone who's been around snow, it's just natural. You make a snowball and throw it.
Of
Who knew?
course.
Yeah. Who knew you could get paid to do it, compete to do it, and maybe even go to the Olympics to do it?
Well,
Wow.
leave it to our neighbors in Japan.
There
Yep.
you go. Yeah, yes. So they're not always just making pizza out of Kit Kat. They're also coming up with weird new sports as well. They could rival England for the number of weird sports that have appeared on What in the World.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, they could.
So, I was thinking, again, as a sport, as a fun thing to do when you're kids, as one thing. But as a sport, I didn't think I'd ever heard of professional snowball throwing. However, I remember back when we were in college, John, back when we were in a fraternity together, another fraternity challenged us to a snowball fight. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that. So you're gonna have to help. You're gonna have to help bring that back to light to me.
Well,
Sure.
luckily I have some photographs and
Good.
an article from the Carroll News that describes it. So so this other fraternity challenged us, and we like the teams here in Japan, we had to make our own snowballs. Now you saw those snowballs that they made in Japan. They're nice and uniform and eye-shattering white. In Cleveland, unfortunatally, 5 minutes after our
Oh my goodness.
it's gray. It's gray. That's just a byproduct of snow falling in Cleveland. We have gray snow. So, John and I, we wanted to win the battle, so we made snowballs out of the gray snow. However, we came up with an idea that we thought would allow us to win the competition, and that was to make giant gray snowballs. So you can see these things are bigger than beach balls.
Yeah.
So our game plan, I don't know if you remember this, John, our game plan was to fling these at the other fraternity and knock them off their feet and win the game. Unfortunately, when we picked up those giant snowballs, they were so heavy that as we wound up, we fell backwards. And here's a picture of me.
I do remember this now, Paul.
Yeah, now
Yes,
you remember that part. Yeah.
I remember that part. It's not one of your better moments, unfortunately.
You can tell it's me because those are striped bell-bottom pants, I believe, which
All
I was
right, sure,
famous for
yeah.
wearing.
Sure. Oh boy.
So we gave up, and we told the other fraternity, come on over to our place, and we made a dirty snowman, and we drank beer and had a good time, and that's the tales of John Carroll for John and I, and a great sport, snowball throwing from Japan. Thank you, John, for that sport.
Absolutely.
You're very welcome, Paul, Karen, and audience. Thank you.
All right, so I think we've reached the end of sports, which means that it's time for what everybody's been waiting for, and that is Bluff the Co-Host, everybody's favorite weird news game. Now, the rules are simple. I have 3 stories similar to the ones we've been talking about all afternoon. One big difference. Those stories were real. These stories may be real. They may be a bluff, hence the name. It's up to Karen, John, and those of you playing at home to decide, or at the gym, or wherever you listen to our podcast, real or bluff. Wagering is allowed, so place your bets. John and Karen, hands on the buzzer. Let's get right to story number 1. It's been snowing in Massachusetts, just like it has everywhere else. But residents of one small town in the state don't mind because it means their sidewalks will be cleaned by people riding unicycles and pushing snow shovels. A video of this appeared recently after the latest 2-foot snowfall, and the general reaction was that this had to be artificial intelligence, which really upset the real unicyclist and the people getting their sidewalks shoveled. So they posted counter videos to prove that they were real, and even invited the local television stations to come in and do stories on them. They're not circus performers. They're just people who like to do good deeds while riding unicycles. Okay, so get your snow shoveled in Massachusetts by people riding unicycles as they push the shovel. Real or bluff? Karen, we'll start with you.
Well, if it's 2 feet of snow, I don't know how you're going to ride a unicycle through that kind of snow. So I'm going to say this is a wonderful bluff.
Okay, Karen says the unicycle snow shoveling is a bluff. John, how about you?
Yeah, I agree with Karen on this. I mean, and I'm going to draw the logic card on this one. How practical can it be, as Karen said, to ride a unicycle when there's 2 feet of snow out there, and to balance that, and then to be able to, to shovel snow? It's, to me, it just seems like it's impossible to be done.
Have you ever ridden a unicycle, John?
I never have.
So you don't know the pleasure of that one single seat underneath your butt, and as you tool around in the snow. Anyways, I'm going to drop it right there. Both Karen and John say it's a bluff. Everybody else, you make your choice. We check with the judges, and the judges say, sorry, that's a real story from
Oh my gosh.
Somerville,
Really?
Massachusetts. That's right. That's where
Wow.
they're at. And I have to make a special note here. Someone else who contributes to our show quite a bit, my wife, Donna, contributed that story.
Let me
good,
ask you this,
Donna.
Paul. Yeah, good
Pardon?
job, Donna. Does this happen every year? Does this happen? Is
That I
this a
don't
yearly
know. I don't
occurrence?
know. This
Oh,
is the
wow.
first time I've heard about it, John. So
Okay,
we
sure.
may be,
Okay.
who knows? By next year, there could be a league of unicycle snow shovelers challenging
Could be a
Cleveland.
weird sport for us. Well, I'll have to look into it.
Okay, so score 0-0. Let's get right to story number 2. If your clothes dryer isn't working and you have a load of wet clothes to dry, you're in luck. A new app called dryoutside.com will tell you if it's a good day to dry your clothes outside. All you do is enter your city name, and it will say things like, no, it's dark outside, or no, it's raining outside, or yes, excellent conditions. You can get a 7-day forecast for drying, and it will even provide a calculator to figure out how long it takes for different items to dry. For example, a t-shirt takes on average 7.8 hours to dry, while underwear is dry in 4.8 hours or less, if it's a thong. It also the site also gives tips on fabrics and different ways to dry. The only thing dryoutside.com won't do is hang the clothes for you. If you're in Cleveland, Dry Outside says the air is saturated today, so dry your clothes indoors. All right. An app called Dry Outside that tells you, without looking out the window, if it's a good day or a bad day to hang your clothes outside to dry. Real or bluff? John, we'll start with you.
Well, I'm going to say it's real because why not? I mean, there's apps for so many different things. It seems like this would be like a natural progression that it would be dealing with clothes that have to be dried. So I'm going to say it's a real story.
All right. Have you ever hung clothes on a line, John? Not for your mother, but after you moved out.
No, never have. Living at home, that's another story. But yes,
There
I'm
you
going
go.
to
There you
say
go.
no.
Okay, so John says it's a real story. Karen, how about you?
I think it's a bluff because hanging your clothes outside, there's too much pollution. So no, wouldn't do it.
Oh, too much pollution. Are you in Cleveland or in general?
In general, but definitely in Cleveland.
Yeah. Okay, so Karen says that the app is a bluff. John says it's real. Check with the judges, and the judges say congratulations go to John. That is a real story and a
Very
real
good, John.
yeah.
No, who would have thought that's true? But hey, anything's possible, I guess.
There you go. No, I'll tell you what's impossible, and that is seeing John hanging clothes.
Yeah.
That's a good yes. That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Okay. All right. So John's ahead 1-0. But regular listeners know that points are doubled in round number 3. So Karen could come roaring back with the correct answer here. We all know by now that Punxsutawney Phil, the weather forecasting groundhog, predicted 6 more weeks of winter. But what did Mikey the Mouse predict? Mikey, don't call him Mickey, is a weather mouse in Casper, Wyoming, who is rumored to have a better record than Phil. Mikey lives in a cage at the local TV station, and every February 2nd, a human weather forecaster opens the back door of the station and then opens Mikey's cage. If Mikey stays in his cage, it means 6 more weeks of winter. But if Mikey runs out the door, it means spring is just around the corner. Yes, it also means they have to get a new Mikey, but the station has a big budget from selling Mikey the Mouse Beats Punxsutawney Phil t-shirts. Okay, so to Casper, Wyoming, forget the groundhog. They have Mikey the Mouse, who they say does better than Phil, predicting whether we're going to have more winter or spring is around the corner. Real or bluff? Karen, we'll start with you.
You said this is in Montana, correct?
Montana, yeah. It's
Oh, Casper, Wyoming.
Casper,
Oh,
Wyoming.
Wyoming. Okay.
Wyoming.
Well, yeah, probably some weird individuals there. So I'm going to say it's real.
Wow, that's our apologies to the fine folks in Casper, Wyoming. Karen says that's a real story. John, how about you?
Yeah, I think it's real too, and I kind of hope it's real because why does Punxsutawney Phil have to have a corner on predicting the weather? Why can't a mouse be able to predict the weather, or another animal for that matter? So
Why can't you predict it?
Well,
Yeah,
because
there
I'm
you
not
go.
very good at it, Karen. That's why. But I'm going to hope it's a real story and hope Mikey exists out there.
Okay, so both John and Karen say that's a real story. Let's check with the judges, and the judges say, sorry to both of you, that is a bluff, but congratulations to John. He's the winner this week.
Karen, I thought you said it was. Did you say it was real?
I said it was real. Yeah.
Karen said it was real. Yeah, Karen said it was real.
Sure.
I looked to make sure there's no forecasting mice. Cleveland, I think, has a beaver or a groundhog, something like that, as well. Bucky, I think they call him. One city has a squirrel. There's all kind of stuff. There's octopuses, but nobody has a mouse. Certainly not one that runs out the door every year.
Oh, boy.
On that note, congratulations to everybody out there who got maybe all 3 of them right. And that means that we've reached the end of another episode of What in the World. I want to thank Karen Hale, our producer, co-host, media mogul at newclevelandradio.net for all the things she does for our show and for all the great podcasts at newclevelandradio.net and soon to be on Channel 13. So please check them out. Check out her podcast on newclevelandradio.net. Check out ours there, and also very soon at Channel 13. Then I want to thank my old buddy John Dinalo, our co-host, color commentator, all-around good guy, puts up with me, as you can see, and keeps coming back because he wants to win that trophy for Bluff the Co-Host. And he's got the trophy goes to Florida this week. So
Wow.
Well, thanks, thanks, and Paul, for the kind words, and no flashcards for Annette and I, so that's good. We don't have to be studying this week.
You
So good for us.
look for some spare change in the couch, and maybe you can buy one of those Bigfoot sweatshirts.
Or we'll continue to look for some of the frozen iguanas. We'll do that as
And for
well.
frozen iguanas and Bigfoot. That's what we want you to bring back. So don't
Sure.
come back without it. And of course, last but not, we want to thank our sponsors as well. Too many, I can't remember them all. There's my book. There's a new author whose name I'll get eventually. She just
go to the show notes.
Go to the show notes. There
Yeah.
you go. Thank you. The show notes. Thank you to Channel 13 as well. And especially and most importantly, thank you to all of you who listen to our show, who watch our show on YouTube, listen to it while you're working out, whatever it is you do. We hope you have as much fun listening and watching as we have putting it together. That's the reason why we do it. That's why we're hoping that to open the world, or at least the greater Cleveland area, to put in the world through Channel 13. So we're really, really, really looking forward to that. And on that note, I believe I am done for the week. It's still cold outside. It's supposed to be cold next week.
Yeah,
So what,
it is.
Cleveland? Yeah.
Take care, everyone. Have a good week, everyone, too.